welcome, and don't forget to drink beer. So, because we have beer. Do you have beer?
I've got beer. I bet you Locke does not have beer.
I have something more exotic than beer, yeah.
So, Locke, first we have to start with what the hell is going on in Toronto?
It's been quite the Friday the 13th. I got up this morning and looked outside, and there is a massive amount of snow in Toronto right now. And so when I saw water running down the road and pooling like in great pools, I was thinking to myself, oh Lord, we've gone through a real melt cycle here. Which would have been good because it would have meant that maybe my car was free, which it isn't. No, it's still trapped in a block of frozen snow. What I was in fact witnessing was not a melt cycle, but rather that a city water main had blown. It's been Friday the 13th all the way around here. So, how are things where you are?
So explain the headlamp. Is it that bad? You're now suffering with just.
Oh, yeah. I got this out, with the idea that if I decide. So earlier today, I bought sand and a shovel.
You found some.
Yeah, I finally found some. So I went and delivered it to the car, and then took a couple of swings at it and just thought, I don't think I'm doing this right now. But it did mean I had to identify, do I have, where'd that toque with the headlamp go? So.
Fair.
Just absolutely insane. Like
it sounds like you deserve a drink, Locke.
Yeah.
Nice segue. How'd you like that? Production values. Hey.
So now that you are feeling like you've had a bit of a, did you get anything done today?
Oh yeah, no, actually, it was mostly a day of putting out fires, but I did, if not put them all out, I at least managed them so that the house didn't burn down. So there we are.
Excellent, rock and roll.
Cool.
Well, tell us, what are you drinking tonight?
Okay, so I have something that is a little unusual. What I have with me this evening is vodka.
Vodka.
I'm drinking vodka made from milk.
Oh.
Okay, interesting. Tell us more.
It's a product from Almonte, Ontario, Canada. We've married artisanal distilling with the innovative science to help dairy farmers and the environment by transforming unused milk sugar into superior spirits. Vodka has the crisp, clean taste of vodka, but is smooth like no other. Savor on the rocks or in your favorite cocktail. Proudly distilled and bottled by.
I'm interested in how this is going to be compared to regular vodka.
There's a website, www.vodcow.com. Cow is spelled with a K.
Vod.
K-O-W. Yeah. Alan, you were saying?
I said I'm curious to see from your experience how it compares to a regular vodka.
Well, the first thing that I noticed about it was the nose on it. It has a kind of a whiff of vanilla that reminds me of it reminds me a little bit of the scent of condensed or powdered milk.
Okay.
When I pour some of it into a glass, and I'm just going to have this neat.
So this isn't going to be like sweet, is it?
No, and that's the interesting thing about it. It smells sweet. It tastes normal. It tastes, if we're being blunt, very much like ethanol.
Okay.
Like rubbing alcohol kind of ethanol. So it's not. Now, that I don't mean that in an unpleasant way. I like the taste of alcohol. But yeah, not a lot of flavor really. But it's interesting to show that there are things that you can do to make vodka other than use potatoes or grains. I've always wondered what a tomato vodka would turn out like, but yeah. So I mean, there's a bunch of questions in my mind. Would this be suitable for somebody lactose intolerant? I mean, if it's really being
it said on the website there that it was lactose free.
Lactose free, yeah. Well, I think that would suggest that all the lactose got gobbled up by the little bugs that make vodka.
Yeah.
And yeah, as I say, they've done a hell of a job distilling it. It seems. Yeah, it seems like proper vodka.
So now, if you were going to compare this to, I don't know, what is even a good, like, say, Crystal Head?
Sure.
Is there a comparison?
I think Crystal Head does not smell of lactose or of dairy products in any way, or vanilla for that matter. So there's
I mean flavor wise, like
flavor wise. I don't think that vodka is one of those things really known for having a lot of flavor. Typically, it's the lack of flavor. Hence, brands like Silent Sam that really sell the product. And I think this is as competent a vodka as Crystal Head. Like I said, subtle differences, but.
Well, and it's been a long time for me, but I mean, if you tried to sip just straight, say a Smirnoff vodka or Crystal Head vodka, the Crystal Head, you can actually sip it.
Yeah.
The Smirnoff, not so much. I mean, you can, but I mean, the Crystal Head is much more.
I do. Sure. Yeah. I mean, Crystal Head is, I think, maybe a more refined distilling process. I don't know. Smirnoff, I mean,
or take whatever mass-produced, multinational conglomerate.
Sure. I mean,
whatever you want. I mean,
yeah. I mean, there's a ton of vodka on the market, and most of it is, I would say, pretty much exactly the same product. I have noticed that I would argue that their claim that it's smooth is a fair one. Is it smoother than a potato vodka? I'd have to have them side by side, and I don't have any potato vodka at hand. But I do happen to think that potato vodka makes a nicer sipping vodka than grain vodka does. Just a personal opinion.
Fair.
Yeah.
I just wanted to show you that back in 2014, an artist took a Crystal vodka or Crystal Skull vodka bottle and did the forensic thing where you determine what the face looked like.
Okay.
This is the face of the Crystal Skull vodka bottle.
Okay.
There you go. I just thought that was a little bizarre.
Awesome.
I wonder if that actually is somebody. I mean, I doubt it, but
I highly doubt it. I mean, unless maybe they did and actually cared, but I probably not know. I just thought that was hilarious that they.
It kind of looked like Gollum a little bit.
No joke. Yeah.
My precious.
But I gotta say that I don't drink vodka, but it's been probably because I just don't buy it. I mean, when it comes down.
If I have vodka, it's in something else.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes. On that note, I think we do the remainder of the show with a little fizz.
Right.
It's true. This show would be very different. Oh, nice. That's very cool. All right, Alan, what are we here to drink today? This is the last can of beer
that we have selected
from our latest get-together purchase. Today, it is Brass Neck Brewing Anything you can do, I can do. Beva.
Yeah.
This is an old school red IPA, a collaboration with Beva Brewing and Blending. It's 6.5% alcohol by volume, brewed here in the Vancouver-ish area. And Brass Neck is just up the road for me, so it's you could be there in 5 minutes.
And according to the can, it contains barley. That's it.
There's no water in here?
There's no water.
Wow.
Nothing else. Just barley.
Mm.
Huh. Who'd have
So
thought?
red IPA.
It's a tin of barley.
It's just a can of barley. It's like all this
If it is
dust.
indeed red.
But this is what it looks like after pouring. Yeah, I had a bit more of a head on it, but I poured it a while back.
Mm.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Here's mud in your eye.
On Alan's screen, it looks a little more red than it does on Shane's screen. Do either of you have a thought on that?
Crappy camera.
Yeah, probably.
Better weird lighting.
We bought them at the same place at the same time, so they'll be from the same batch.
Yeah.
That's not bad.
Yeah, it's all right. It's good.
Mm-hmm.
It's not really like screaming at me.
No, I find that red IPAs, if you're going for an IPA and you want that sort of like resiny bite, the red IPAs just aren't going to do it for you.
Yeah. But overall, I mean, it's a solid taste. Tastes like beer. There's no real. What is that?
But a weird an aftertaste to it.
Yeah, just
A
to
little
assist.
bit of one, yeah.
Yeah, I know it wasn't screaming out to you, but I figured it was time for some screaming, so I just thought I'd use the tube to present some screaming.
But overall, I give it a thumbs up.
Yeah.
But it's not.
I don't think I get it again.
Yeah,
I don't want to say that's bad or anything. It's not. It's just there's so much stuff out there that is better than this that I would just spend the money to get like a Fat Tug or something.
Makes sense.
Okay.
All right.
All right. So, in other news, how did everybody else's Friday the 13th go?
I didn't even know it was Friday the 13th until you said so just a little bit ago. Like I went the whole day without even thinking about it.
That is true.
I think it was fine.
Yeah, very wise. I think it's probably better to take it that way.
Yeah, I don't think actually there definitely was a moment earlier today where I have a client who has a web domain that I don't manage, and they asked me a few weeks ago to take a look at it, and I did, and I sent an email to the person who's listed as the owner, who is not my client. And I wanted to know, hey, how are you involved? My client doesn't know who you are. Did you work with the organization like years ago, like 20 years ago, helping them out, tech stuff, whatever? Because I wanted to clean up some of the information, but I can't do that without their approval. And I couldn't find it. Spent about 2 or 3 days trying to communicate with people. And then I sent off a final email to somebody who I thought would definitely be able to get back to me. And the email bounced back today, even though I sent it 4 or 5 days ago. And long story short, I knew it was Friday the 13th when the top 3 people listed as being in control of this domain, all of them have been dead for at least 5 years. So there you go. So how I'm going to get access to this domain to do the stuff that I need to do, who knows? But I'd say Friday the 13th.
Who's paying for the domain?
My client still does. They're actually actively paying for it, but technically they don't own it. But I can't verify because I actually had to go to the former employer of the dead people and say, hi, don't know how these people were involved. I've Googled them and apparently they both passed on. So client concerned. But very, very odd. Weirdest thing I've had to do in a while. So
that sounds Friday the 13th-ish.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
Now, here's the other thing that I was kind of reflecting on today. If you look at Friday the 13th and the proximity this year with Valentine's Day, does that create a sort of a Disney singularity where Freaky Friday suddenly becomes a real thing that affects people's lives or something?
Ooh.
You've seen Freaky Friday, yeah?
Oh, yeah.
No.
No?
No.
Alan, really?
Never?
Shane, you know what I'm talking about, right?
Yep. Friday, yeah. And there's sequels.
But is it not basically a story about a Friday the 13th upon which some weird nonsense happens, allowing two children to force their parents away from divorce and back into marriage?
I believe so. Although
Isn't that a rough
assessment synopsis of it? So yes, I think so.
So what do you think it all means? What is the concern here that we have?
Well, okay. So, I mean, for whatever reason, Martin Wolf posted on the Financial Times some nonsense about the decline in fertility rates. And, you know, I mean, I gather there are a lot of people who are terrified that we're going to run out of people. I mean, I don't know how that would be possible given that we've had a run-up of exponential growth for just about 2 centuries now. So yeah, that seems like an implausible concern to me, but people out there are worried, and mostly it seems like what they're worried about is actually the state of male and female relationships. So if that is something that people are struggling with right now, and it sounds like, I mean, it sounds based on the comments like he hit a nerve there. Maybe it all gets sorted out in a Freaky Friday kind of a way. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Does that make sense? It
does.
does, right? I'm being as lucid as I was earlier this afternoon when I was actually working. Yeah. Wouldn't you say?
So we just need to get what's her face?
What was the actual premise? Like, what happened? There was something like they switched bodies or some weird thing happened on Freaky Friday. What?
It was a mother-daughter basically doing that thing. To be young again. I want to be grown up now. That sort of angle.
Yeah, I think.
Right. Yeah. Trading places kind of a situation.
Yeah. I mean, wasn't it the one that came out in the 90s? Wasn't that like a remake?
I had no idea there was one from the 1990s.
Yeah. So the one in the 1990s, I'm pretty sure had Jamie Lee Curtis. And
I would watch that. I like Jamie Lee Curtis.
And what's her face?
It was actually 2003.
2003.
Lohan.
What was the name of the girl in it?
Lindsay Lohan.
Yeah, her.
Oh man, okay, yeah, no, I'm definitely up for watching that.
So yeah, it came out in 2003. They did the whole Switch business, and it has a sequel.
The sequel came out, I think, just last year. Freakier Friday.
Yeah, there we go. Freakier Friday, which came out in 2020. Yeah, last year, 2025.
Hmm.
So, which I assume they switch again or something. 22 years later. Oh, good lord.
Yeah, no, I like both of those actresses. I would watch that.
Did you? I noticed that Lindsay Lohan is doing a lot of direct to Netflix kind of movies and things like that.
Hmm.
But tell us about the story you had. You ran into Jamie Lee Curtis once.
Yes, I ran into her of all places in Toronto at the U of T campus. In the sort of the central, I don't know what they call it, but right outside the amphitheater with the big columns. And the weather, it was sort of midsummer, and the weather was kind of odd. There were really sort of dramatic looking clouds. And this woman sort of walks up to me. She kind of glances up at the sky and looks at me, and she says, "Interesting weather, eh?" And just keeps going. And I thought that's a weird thing for somebody to do. And I'm like, she was really familiar. She looked like Jamie Lee Curtis. And then later, I kind of thought, let me check to see if Jamie Lee Curtis is actually in Toronto right now. And sure enough, yeah, she was working on a film. So I kind of think that that's what happened.
Huh? Well, it's like that time Shane was playing pool and in Vancouver, and there was a girl and a guy at the pool table next to him. Shane, you told me this story, and afterwards you realized that it was Daisy Ridley.
Oh yeah, that was at Malone's downtown. I kept doing that. I was hanging out with some people, and I hadn't been to Malone's in a while. But I did that thing where you look at somebody, and I'm like, I know that person. Why do I know that person? I kept looking, and but after a while, I kind of felt creepy because I'm just staring at these, trying like doing it. Who the hell are you? I'm trying to rack my brain. And anyway, it wasn't until I think it was the next day or the day after that where I happened to see like some post on social media that she was in town filming something. And I was like, oh, that's why I know her. Of course, I don't know her, but I know of her, from Star Wars. So, but God, that was a while ago too. I totally
that was before The Force Awakens came out, like just before.
Oh wow.
I had an experience. So I was on the ferry going from Victoria to Vancouver one time, and I was sitting on the top deck, and there's these other guys that were sitting a few rows over from me, and I recognized them. They were about my age, maybe a little bit older. And I'm thinking, where do I know these guys from? From high school or what? And I'm trying to place them, and I can't place them anywhere. And so I'm thinking, do I go over there and ask them where I know them from? Like, maybe that's a bad idea. Like, maybe I hate these guys or something. Or maybe they hate me. So, and then I decide, yeah, I'm going to go over and ask these guys where I might know them from. And then I go to get up, and one of the other guys gets up and starts to walk away, and I immediately recognize that guy, and I sat right back down. It was a few members of the Vancouver Canucks from the mid-1990s.
Nice.
Cool.
Yeah, so it was like the Courtnalls. Who else was it? I think it was Greg Adams. Anyway, there's a few of them. And so I'm like, no, they don't know me.
Right.
They don't care about me.
Oh, I don't know. They might have been chuffed that they had, a fan recognize them,
Well, yeah. Hey, I vaguely remember you. Do I know you guys from like high school or something? No, you don't.
Do you watch hockey? I'm Canadian.
It'd be the sort of thing if you shouted "Go Canucks," having recognized them, they'd probably appreciate it.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. Somebody's got to shout that once in a while.
Yeah.
Is it kind of sad? Yeah, I guess it's kind of sad. Yeah, we don't shout that enough, maybe. Excuse me. Mm. We should probably raise a glass to James Vanderbeek of the fame of Dawson's Creek, which I don't think I ever watched, but
No, I never watched it.
I take it he passed recently?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Couple days ago.
3-ish year battle with colon cancer, and apparently raising a glass again to Catherine O'Hara, who apparently had cancer as well.
Yeah, I read about that.
Is she still with us?
She died about 3 weeks ago, give or take.
That is sad. I liked Catherine O'Hara.
Yeah, both of those were, at least to the general public, were very sudden. But it's apparently been almost a year since Catherine O'Hara was diagnosed with it. And then Vanderbeek had been going through it for a while, like for about 3 years or something. So, yep, we raise a glass, drink some beer. Nom, 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 nom. Well, that was a downer. Alan, get naked! Welcome to the new Crafty Boys After Hours special.
Yeah, check out our new OnlyFans site.
Exactly. Just go to onlyfans.com/thecboys. Actually, so I've been watching this newer show that just come out called it's a great show. Barely got remember the damn thing. A Night of the Seven Kingdoms.
Yeah,
so
it's entertaining.
It's about 90 years or something before the Game of Thrones we all know, and about the same roughly amount of time between the House of the Dragon show. And there's a scene in this the other day where this knight, who is this sort of broken down old dude, long past his prime, but he gets out. He's waking up from sleep. He's walked outside, and you see him from the back, and you're like, "Oh God, old dude, crusty little old dude." And then he turns around, and he's got this incredibly massive penis, which I gotta say, the prosthetic was amazing. Because then he just kind of he's holding on to it and having a leak, and you're like, that's actually kind of impressive. But yeah, I gotta say that was a very, very interesting turn of events in that show.
Yeah, it's an idea that I don't know how much of it's based on J.R.R. Martin's sort of apocryphal works or whatever, but what I do like about it, so one of the things that is a little bit of a beef for me with a lot of what's been going on in filmmaking is people mistake setting for story. And what I like about this is that they're using a setting that has already been pounded into us with, season upon season of, spending as much money as we can figure out how to spend and still get it actually on the screen. Having beaten us to death with a setting that has now become familiar, instead of focusing on the setting, what they do is they just use the setting in order to tell a story about a guy. And I don't know where they're going to take it, but for right now, I like the fact that it seems not like they're focused on, oh, look, it's fantasy. You're watching fantasy. Instead of coming up with an actual story point, we're just going to beat it into you that this is fantasy. Like here, they've taken the fantasy setting and they've kind of let it fall to the background, and then they just used as a canvas on which to tell a story, right? Which that I appreciate. That I think is a nice move.
Well, yeah, especially with in the first episode, they had that what's it called? The they had the theme to Game of Thrones,
Mm.
and then we're basically like, no, that's not this show, and then they continued with whatever the theme is for that one.
Mm.
I'm enjoying it, because it is different, and I think it's done with very much an awareness of, yeah, we kind of did that other show, and it kind of fell apart in the last season and a bit or whatever. So they are trying to make it so that it's not like that. But the nice thing about it is there are 3 novels, the Hedge Knight and then whatever the 2 sequels are. So they have said we're going to follow the novels that exist. There's only 3, and if we get any more, if it goes well, and we get more seasons of it, it will have to involve the author. Otherwise, we're not going to do it. We'll do the 3 novels, 1 book per season, and then we're done.
Okay.
So I thought that was kind of nice of them to actually acknowledge that. I don't think it's the same people making it, but I'm sure that it's very much on their mind.
Mm.
So yeah.
What do you think was the problem with the other show that we're talking about here, which was the House of the Dragon? Is that what it was called?
No. Game of Thrones. House of the Dragon is based on other books.
Okay. So we're talking about the way the end of the Game of Thrones series.
The original, the Ice and Fire series.
Okay. Yeah.
There's still 2 books that have yet to be published.
Yeah, that was my understanding, and so I figured, until those books are published, I don't think you can bother trying to go down that road.
Exactly, because they saw what happened. The books ran out, I think, in season 5 or 4.5 or something. But it ran 4.5. It ran out, and they just understood that continuing like that, even with the author's help, really derailed him being able to finish the other books. He still has yet to publish them. They were announced 15 years ago. So, and he even admitted it, that involvement of that show really screwed with his head in terms of, well, what do I write now? And so because he has all this other ending stuff happening for that show in his head. So, but there were also, it wasn't just the writing. It was also, I think was it the pandemic showed up or something? I can't remember. Or it was done before that. Anyway, they had issues. And I really, the biggest error that I really took me out of the show was they had an episode, or a couple of episodes of these, lead characters going into the snow of the north, making a big deal of how, troublesome it is, and the dead are rising from the grave and all that stuff. And then there's where they get into trouble. There's this big set piece of this big battle area, and one character says, "I'm going to go get help," and starts to run. And I guess he ran for 5 days in about a minute and a half, because he arrives at his destination. We need help, and they all fly off to like help out. And I'm like, didn't they just make like an episode or 2 of them how hard and trudging to get to where they were trying to go? And then this guy just like takes off, and he's like, "I'll be right back." It's like, I'm gonna go to the store. And I'm gonna get some dragons or whatever happened. But so it was things like that if you actually watched interviews of the people that ran the show, they're like, yeah, so about that. We shot a bunch of stuff, ended up not using it. So yeah, when you cut it together, it definitely seems like that character ran 900 miles and never stopped, never took a break, didn't have to stop at all, just got to where he was going, and then everyone came back and they were back within an hour. So yeah, it was silly. But I think that just sort of was a symptom of everything else that was going wrong. Because they're making a show, and you have people that publish at HBO and stuff, and they're like, we paid for 8 seasons or whatever it was. Where the hell are our seasons? So I think that definitely was probably what happened. This one, I'm hoping it doesn't suffer from that. I'm kind of happy about that. And and I think it knows what it is. Like, those books were written to be more of a comedy. So I've only read about half of the first one, so I really don't know. But to me, the writing is way different from the Song of Ice and Fire stuff. So, and there's also poems. I think there also were poems published in something else specifically about the characters in the show. Kind of like an Odyssey version of it, or whatever you want to call it. But anyway, yeah, there you go. Have you been watching anything, Alan, at all? You've been entertaining your brain with television?
No. I mean, I did watch the finale of Stranger Things. That was a few weeks ago, though.
And
I actually really liked it. It's kind of getting panned a little bit. There's some aspects of it that are maybe cop-outs.
Right.
But, I mean, if you think about it, it's based on 80s, and there's like a lot of homages to 80s films and TV in this. And I think that was something that happened a lot in 80s films and TV shows, where they would just kind of like, yeah, we need to get from A to B. I don't care how we get there. Let's just get there. And I think Stranger Things is guilty of that. But I'm willing to forgive it, whether it's intentional or not, that was something that happened in the 80s with media all the time.
Solid point.
Yeah. I think the end is good. Without giving anything away, it kind of leaves you in a bit of each viewer has their own interpretation about what happened at the end.
Right.
So you can debate about it amongst yourselves. Nobody really knows what the true answer is.
I don't think so either. I think it's more one of those things where you just have to suffer through it, love it the way you can, and then.
So have you guys seen it?
Yes, I have. Now ask me if I remember it. It just didn't strike me as being that memorable, and I think part of it was I felt like this isn't storytelling. This is trying to figure out how to, finalize and delegate so that we can get it off our table and leave.
Yes.
It felt like people at the end of a long work week going, okay, let's wrap this up quickly.
Yes. I did feel that. I think Stranger Things was meant to be like one season and done.
Yeah, which would have been a strong move. Like, there's nothing wrong with that in my view, and it might have preserved its legacy a little better if they had. I don't know. I mean, like these things, I
still enjoyed it.
I thought seasons 2 and 3 were pretty good. By the time we were getting to, I was sort of like, I'm happy to watch some Stranger Things, but man, this isn't really. It's not really storytelling in the way that I'm looking for. Now, I have found that recently in a thing that I now do not remember who the hell recommended it to me. And so I've been going around asking everybody, who the hell told me to watch Boy Swallows Universe? Because it's fucking great.
Sorry, what is this called?
Boy Swallows Universe. It's another Netflix product. As far as I know, it is only one season. I don't see how they could even possibly revive it for another. It's a coming-of-age kind of a scenario. It starts with a kid who's one actor, and they eventually transition to another actor because over the course of the one season, he goes from being a little kid to being a young adult. The trip there is brutal and yet cute and touching. Made by Australians. The cast is fucking phenomenal.
Oh my God, it's got what's his face in it? Simon Baker.
Yeah.
Oh, I love Simon Baker.
Yeah. No, it's like it is as strong a piece of television making as I think I've seen in a very long time.
Oh, that's cool. It's based on a book that came out in 2018. I should check that out. But yeah, wow, that's what a great concept.
So I can clear you off the list. Neither of you recommended it to me.
No.
Okay. Maybe I'm hallucinating that somebody recommended it to me, and
yeah, it came out last year. Huh. I must know more.
It's crazy.
Now, is it something that we see a lot of great TV because it's based on great books? Or is there, I mean...
Put it this way, I think to the degree that TV is ever great, one of the ways it gets there is by being based on a great book. When you do that, the risk you always run is that people will look at it and go, yeah, but the book's better. And that's because books are better. You've got more opportunity to tell stories, and people's minds engage with them with more activity because they have to imagine all the words into things, right? So the vision that somebody gets when they read a book is partly the author, but it's also partly them. Television, it's less engaging in that way. There's less the viewer or the audience is putting into the story themselves. The other thing that happens, and God, I'm guilty of it too, is there are some shows, like in this day and age, where it's sort of like they're so laden with special effects that I actually don't care what's going on visually anymore.
Yeah, totally.
And so I find myself, fiddling with some app on my phone while I'm listening to the show. It's weird that spending extra money on digital special effects visually leads you to a radio drama.
Well, I'll tell you guys. So the latest Superman movie that came out, was it last summer or whatever? I went to go see it in the theater, and there was so much digital effects in it. And there was, like, in the fight scenes, there's so much stuff going on. I actually got a headache. And I left the theater after it was finished. Just not feeling good.
Yeah.
And it was like sensory overload. Yeah, I much appreciate or prefer the old school non-digital effects in movies and TV shows, because it makes things much easier to focus on. The quick cuts and all the flashes and everything, it's just too distracting. Get off my lawn.
Did you watch the new Muppet Show episode?
No.
I've watched it twice now. Check it out.
Okay. Is that
it's very much like an episode out of the 70s.
Okay.
Oh yeah, no, it's not that flashy. It's not that polished. It's just the Muppet Show. Like that. It was like if the people that produced it, which was this singer, I think, called Sabrina Carpenter, and Seth Rogen. So they were executive producers on this thing to get it made. They've only done one episode. They're sort of calling it a backdoor pilot, and apparently it's done very well. So, but it was just like watching the old show.
So sorry, this is the Jim Henson studio involved?
Yep, they're behind it. you know, it just felt like a
Excuse me. Where can you watch it?
on Disney Plus.
Okay, thank you. Do you plan to have dinosaurs on your dinosaur tour?
I
Hello.
really hate that, man. I'm just actually looking it up because I know that usually they will push it off. Reception 98% on the tomato meter. It is 80. It got 80 out of 100 on the Metacritic thing. So yeah, it definitely has done well. So I hope it turns into a show.
I like that you said it was produced by somebody named Sabrina Carpenter.
I had to look her up. The only reason I know that is because I did look her up because I
Okay. And it's kind of funny you said that because I watched the SNL 50th anniversary show last year when it was on, and Sabrina Carpenter was one of the guest hosts on it, and I didn't know who she was. Like I had no idea.
For those of us who also don't know, is she a relation of John Carpenter?
Oh, no, I don't think so.
I doubt it. She's not that old.
She's a singer.
Well,
she's like a pop singer.
Yeah, I mean, she like so far as I know, John has only one kid, and that's Cody Carpenter. But I just thought I'd check in case there were.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Right.
But anyway, apparently she's like.
Who is she then, aside from a singer and a host of Saturday Night Live?
I guess
how did she end up doing that
as well?
She's basically like not just a pop singer. Like she's like as far as like a media person goes, like pretty hot shit. And
she's a Disney kid.
Okay.
She was on a bunch of different shows. She works for Disney.
Okay.
So she's had basically all that really means that she's had a lot of success, but her career really got built by them. I'm trying to figure out who her parents are. She is apparently Nancy Cartwright is her step aunt.
Oh, really? That's the voice of Bart Simpson.
Yeah. So David Carpenter is her father. Who is David Carpenter? He is a chef. Oh, his sister is Nancy Cartwright. There we go.
Hence the aunt. Yeah, got it.
Well, and yeah, exactly. So it is not John Carpenter at all. I'm looking for John Carpenter in any relation, but apparently not.
But Sabrina Carpenter, I mean, I know nothing about her pretty much. But based on some of the projects she's taken on, she seems to have a lot of appreciation for like old school, like 70s and 80s kind of stuff. You know, it's not like, say, like the normal pop stars of today that are just like, you know, Gen X stuff is just old. It seems like she has like an appreciation for it. I don't know.
Cool.
Maybe I'm wrong.
Sweet. More people should. Or something. I don't know. I have no idea what you're talking about. Who are you people? How old are we?
I'm an old man. I hate everything but Matlock. Ooh, it's on now.
Oh man. I lost my train of thought. Muppet Show. Sabrina Carpenter. Seth Rogen is the other producer of that. The Vancouver boy. And that kind of thing.
And Seth Rogen is kind of similar to our age, maybe a little bit younger, but
yeah, I think so. Yeah, I have no idea how old he is.
Now, remind me again. is Seth Rogen at all connected with Joe Rogan? Are those the same thing, or is that?
No.
He's
not?
he's only 43. Okay. He grew up in Vancouver, so he's very much. Here you go. He has a very distinctive laugh.
Yes.
And but yeah, this dude. So
Yeah. Like I've seen him in a bunch of stuff. There are times when I like his work. There are times when I find him a little like. So he was in that. What was the one with Hollywood making fun of itself, which was
the studio, which I haven't seen.
Yeah. I mean, the only way for that thing to go forward, they need to do an episode where somebody comes up with the bright idea of, we'll do a show that makes fun of Hollywood.
There was a movie that did the same thing. I remember Nancy Kerrigan. No, Pretty Woman. What's her face?
Oh, Julia Roberts.
Julia Roberts dancing. What the hell? There's my brain, but
Nancy
Nancy Kerrigan.
yeah, all she did was run around the set and beat people.
She starred with Richard Gere and
Julia Roberts. I remember Kevin Kline. What the hell was that movie? No idea.
Fish Called Wanda.
The playwright. All right, Julia
Now
Roberts.
we're back to
She. Oh, good Lord. How big is Julia Roberts' filmography?
It's pretty big. I mean, not as big as my schlong, but.
I can't remember what it was called.
the thing, the person, you know what I mean?
The Player. It was The Player. It was a Tim Robbins thing. Right. So yeah, there were a ton of people in it, but it was basically a film that did the same thing. This is '92 when it came out.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Good
So
call.
I gather this is what the studio is kind of like as well. Yeah. But I can't. There's probably 400 things that do the same thing. My favorite being.
I feel like Get Shorty managed to address some of the same territory more effectively.
Yeah, exactly. Get Shorty and whatever the sequel to Get Shorty was called. The Closer?
There was a sequel to Get Shorty.
Yeah, I didn't realize that.
Get Shorty, also a TV series in 2017. Who knew? Lasted 3 seasons? Holy crap. The sequel to Get Shorty is called. I want to say it's called it's called Be Cool. Came out in 2005, so 10 years after Get Shorty.
Who's in it?
Starring John Travolta, Uma Thurman, Vince Vaughn, Cedric the Entertainer, The Rock, Danny DeVito, Harvey Keitel. So there you go. Be Cool came out. A sequel to Get
I never
Shorty.
even heard of it.
All right.
Shows that how out of touch with things.
Yeah, man. Why don't you remember stuff that came out in 2005?
2005.
20 years ago.
It doesn't feel like it should be 20 years ago. I haven't even finished updating my software for the year 2000. I'm still afraid that all my computers are going to shut down at Y2K.
Windows XP is still okay, right?
So I saw a thing recently where a guy actually got an old computer and it's running Windows 3.2.
Oh wow.
And it's running like it's brand new.
Hmm. That would be a preferable experience in my view to what happens when I generally run the current flavor of Windows.
Well, what I would like to do is I would like to get either an XT or an AT, probably an AT, and run DOS.
Yeah, command line, love it. Yeah, righteous. I'm with you. Like, there's a lot of stuff that practical stuff that you can actually get done that way. Now, Alan, I was actually thinking of you last weekend when I went to the Asia Pacific Mall up in Markham in Toronto here, and they have. Like an amazing assortment of Asian imports of all kinds, but they're, gadgets, gizmos, and toys sort of shop.
Yes, that's right. This is you sent me some photos of this stuff.
Yeah. Had some amazingly cool stuff that got me thinking of you because they have retro arcade controllers that you can attach to whatever device, right? They have a range of them, and then they had like a sort of like a mini arcade box, which is smaller than your, like, I think 3/4 size Star Wars machine, but it's still cool. And yeah, like they had a lot of neat stuff, I think, is what I'm saying.
Yeah. That's cool. Yeah, you can get tons of stuff like that.
Yeah.
And actually,
do you have any news in terms of retro gaming and the stuff that you're into?
Yes, I do. Actually, let me go get something.
Okay. Yeah. Cool. Yeah. Do it. Show and tell.
I actually have some breaking news.
Oh.
Guess who isn't in the Epstein files?
Oh. Right.
Alan totally missed it. By the way, Alan, I have some breaking news. Guess who isn't in the Epstein files?
Okay, so I picked this up. So wait for it to. So this is called the Atari Game Station Go.
Oh, cool.
Cool.
So what's really cool about this is this got a D-pad right here, a spinner right here, and a trackball.
All right.
Okay,
here.
cool.
Plus, it's got your action buttons.
Yeah.
And it's got a numeric keypad.
Cool.
So this thing has an assortment of games from Atari.
Uh-huh.
It's got pinball, Atari pinball called Balls of Steel.
Nice.
It's got Pac-Man.
Mm-hmm.
A series of games from a company called Jaleco.
Yes. Yeah.
And Pico.
Okay.
And that's settings. Plus, it's got Atari Recharged. So these are games, old games, like, say, Asteroids.
Sure.
That have been reimagined for today.
Nice.
So, yeah. And actually, they're working with a company called Allen One, not related to me at all, that is actually making new arcade machines based on the Atari Recharged library. So you'll be able to play Asteroids or Missile Command or whatever with these recharged games. But I'll just open up the Atari, just the regular library. So they have a collection of games from like, let me just see here. Where am I? From the Atari 2600, the 5200, 7800, the arcade machines.
Okay.
And then what else is there? Oh, M Network, which was the games that Mattel had made at the time for the Atari 2600, which Atari has since purchased.
Okay.
The license to.
Oh, cool.
And they got multiplayer games. Now, the cool thing with this device here, this is a handheld.
Yeah.
But it also has an HDMI port. So you can plug it into a TV. And it's got USB ports on the back. So you can buy external controllers.
Yeah.
And play it right on your TV. So this is not only handheld,
it's also a console. Nice.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
So it's a pretty cool thing. Yeah, I'm really enjoying it. And then it's also got an SD card slot.
Okay.
So you can load up your own games. So I have Nintendo games on here, additional arcade games.
That's pretty sweet.
Pretty much anything else you want.
Given where Anthropic is nowadays, are people going to program, just use Anthropic to come up with their own games and then port it into their Atari?
Conceivably. In fact, there is a group that's actually working on a new OS for this thing that will allow you to play even more games. It basically overwrites the OS that Atari has included on this. And you put on this new OS, which includes all of the games that exist on here already, plus even more.
Pretty cool.
But I haven't seen that yet. And I don't know that I would necessarily do it, because I think that anytime you do that, you're accepting some sort of, I don't know.
Is it
you may be making a compromise.
Yeah, I mean, I could see the hardware engineering, being something that they tweak for the software, and it might, run a little hot or something like that. I can imagine those kind of things happening.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, so you maybe want to get two of them, so you've got one to play around with that way.
Yeah.
Here's the, if they could load BlackBerry OS 10 onto that thing, then I could use it for work.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
I'm trying to think of how. I can't think of a single way you could actually run BlackBerry OS of any kind.
Well, it's all it is a flavor of Linux, isn't it?
I don't know.
Pretty sure it is.
I haven't a clue. That's a very good question. BlackBerry OS, a Unix-like microkernel. Yeah, no, it wouldn't work on any other hardware.
Yeah, maybe not. Okay.
It's specific to them. I mean, there is the kernel.
Well, look, here's I guess maybe what I'm saying.
Well, maybe you could actually.
Maybe what I'm really saying is this: that if Atari can come back from having been atomized and somehow reconstituted itself using the Force. Maybe BlackBerry can do the same.
It's possible.
You never know. I mean, didn't BlackBerry just have a like a couple of years ago, they had that documentary film biopic thing about the people that made BlackBerry.
I don't think I've seen that. I should look for it.
It's called.
Listen, Atari has come back. Commodore is making a comeback. They're actually making new computers and shipping.
That's pretty cool.
It is. So yeah, anything is possible.
Mm.
Yeah, it came out in 2023. It's on Netflix. And it's called, surprise, surprise, BlackBerry.
Mm.
It stars that guy from How to Train Your Dragon, How to Train Your, whatever that movie's called. Canadian. It's a lot of Canadian actors, so I like that.
Same guy that is the host for Lego Masters, maybe?
I don't never. You showed me like. No, not him.
Different.
Tons of things. No, it doesn't matter.
Mm.
But overall, this beer is good. This beer is the best. I lost my train of thought. God.
Yeah, alcohol's been known to do that.
I'm so happy now. There's no problems in the world at all. Beer, the cause and cure and solution to all of life's problems. Something to that. What was that? You'd know that quote.
The cause and solution of all of life's problems.
It's the best thing ever. All right, boys. It is now 1 a.m. your time.
Yes, yeah, time to pack it in.
For hitting this pack. Thank you all for watching. It's a Friday night, which is not our usual time, but that's okay because who cares? We're drinking beer anyway. So we'll see you all next week. If not, you're missing out. Good night, boys. You're the best. Here we go.
Right.
Yay.